Hello, and welcome back to the next episode in our Pillars of Eternity campaign, playing as Kasemir the Cipher on Path of the Damned difficulty. As always, if you guys are enjoying the campaign, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's how you let me know that you want to see more Pillars of Eternity content. And as long as you guys keep liking the videos and subscribing to the channel, I'll continue to produce more episodes in this playthrough. So, without further ado, let's crack on. We've just arrived here in Brackenbury. We've got our party here, all 6 of us now, so a full complement. It's been a little bit since I've played Pillars. Since then, since I recorded the last episode, I mean, the Xbox Games Showcase has come and gone, and with it, quite a significant bit of news for the upcoming title Avowed, which is the first-person action-adventure role-playing game that Obsidian is developing, so I think on the Unreal Engine, if I remember correctly, but it's set in the Pillars of Eternity universe. I think it's just first-person. It might be third-person as well. Certainly just from what I've seen, first-person. Although there were a few clips that made me think perhaps third-person's an option too. I can't quite remember, but anyway. It looks quite good. A lot of people didn't really like the visual aesthetic. I thought it was fine. I liked the fact that parts of it were colourful. I'll wait and see how it goes and see what the lighting and weather systems look like in the final product. I don't know if I'll buy it on release. I might wait for reviews and then pick it up, but I'll certainly be playing a campaign of it, and I'll probably endeavor to recreate my character from this campaign, at least to the extent possible. I understand there's not going to be classes in Avowed like there are in Pillars of Eternity, but to the extent possible, I will try and recreate Kasemir and play a sort of spell and magic wielding, pistol wielding pirate kind of fellow. So anyway, we'll just see how that all pans out. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a few, I think a year off at least. I think 2024 is what they're saying. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But keen to find out more about it as time goes on. Also very much looking forward to Starfield. I'm skeptical about that because I know how much Bethesda can lead you down the garden path, particularly Todd Howard, 16 times the detail Todd Howard and all that. So we'll see how it goes. But from what I saw, the 45 minutes at Gamescom, it looks interesting. The AI looked like it had its brain neutered, brain dead AI. But that might have just been for the purposes of the trailer. But anyway, we'll just have to see. Like, the gunplay looks smoother, but no point having smoother gunplay if you don't have intelligent enemies to fight. So we'll see. But it looks promising from what we've seen. But granted that what we've seen is highly curated. So time will tell. All right, joining the Crucible Knights is an honor. The Charred Barrel is the finest inn in the city if you're looking for lodging. Alright, let's speak to this Animancer. Okay. He has nothing to say to us. What about this person, Nadine? The woman is absorbed in a book, muttering softly as she reads. Okay.
Greetings.
A woman stands in the shade of the garden, muttering to herself. She's fixated on the pages of a large and well-worn tome, seemingly oblivious to the blooming flowers and the cool, fragrant breeze. She only looks up when your shadow crosses her page. Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you so busy with? She snaps her book shut. I'm studying soul attachment. We all know that souls move into people at birth and out of them at death, but we still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. What do you mean about making them stick? She brushes a stray lock from her forehead. Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, but only when they're firmly attached. It's separation that leads to a whole spate of soul-related ailments, including the Hollowborn. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Widewind's legacy, maybe even conquer death. She scratches behind her ear. That's the theory anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all of the research I need to put it into practice. Alright, what exactly do you need? There's a manuscript called The Theorems of Pangram. It contains research from Pangram's experiments on detached souls. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rumored to have a copy in the Elder Archives. Pangram's work is considered to be one of the more, daring animancy texts. Not something generally circulated among novices, nor easy to get a hold of. I wonder if we might have a peek at it. The theorems could advance my research by leaps and bounds, but Grimdar, the High Archivist, worships a whale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge. And since she is not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict the kinds of information that would be useful to me. Well, maybe she could be persuaded. You're welcome to try, but you wouldn't be the first. She sighs. Look at me, spilling my troubles. It's kind of you to listen, but I should really get back to my work. Anything else? She looks eager to return to her studies. Yeah, tell me about yourself. I'm an animancer at the sanitarium. Currently, I'm researching matters related to Widewind's legacy. What do you know about Widewind's legacy? Widewind's legacy refers to the rise in Hollowborn children in the Deerwood in recent years. Some have also connected it to so-called Beowicks that blow through Air Glanfath. There's hardly any reliable data on those, though, so I can't really comment. She sniffs. I don't much care for the term Widewind's legacy. It reeks of superstition, but it's too prevalent to change at this point. Personally, I'd like to see people take a more methodical approach to these matters, rather than throwing up their hands and blaming the gods. Don't think Deerwoodans would see too much fun in that. I have some questions about the theorems of Pangram. Such as? Well, why don't you tell me about them to start with? Pangram was an animancer working in the Deerwood. He had some interesting theories about essence, and some rather innovative techniques for studying it. He was able to reattach souls to bodies after death, although he wasn't able to prevent his patients from degenerating. He was controversial, to say the least, but many are starting to realize that he was merely ahead of his time. What do you mean by degenerating? Nadine twists her hands together. Well, there seems to be a tiny problem with reattaching souls after death. The bodies will reanimate, and may even retain memories and personality, but they develop a hunger for flesh, living, soul-infused flesh. Without it, they start to devolve, decaying mentally and physically. If the process goes too far, which it eventually does, they become mindless corpses, attacking anything that moves. We haven't figured out a way to avoid that. And you wonder why Grimdar won't share this research with you. Well, that sounds like necromancy to me. Nonsense. Necromancy is magic. This is science. She emphasizes the last word. Okay, well, why doesn't Grimdar lend you the books you need, then? The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rather protective of its books, especially the rarer ones, and Grimdar in particular. She hates animancy, thinks it's dangerous. I don't see how you can run the greatest library in the Deerwood and be so adverse to the spread of knowledge and research, but I've never understood these religious types. Aloth scowls at the animancer. Some knowledge is best kept under lock and key. Well, I'd like to know about the Hall of Revealed Mysteries, please. You'll find it in the Copperlane district. It's dedicated to the God of Secrets and Revelations. Most importantly, it houses the largest and most expansive library in the Deerwood. Well, that settles it. We simply must go see it, right? Kana's forgotten we've already seen it, but anyway. And what are the Elder Archives? The Elder Archives hold the rarest, most arcane, and most powerful texts in the Deerwood. Think of it as the inner sanctum of the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Needless to say, you need Grimdar's permission to enter. Alright, that's all I wanted to ask. Anything else? She looks eager to return to her studies. No, I'll leave you alone. Farewell. Okay. Just hear me out. With this procedure, her soul would be returned intact. More or less. More or less? Is that how you plan on presenting your idea to Ethelmer? Why? Not good? Not good. And this is the sanitarium. Welcome to the finest animancy center in the Deerwood. Speak with Head Warden Ethelmer if you wish to make an appointment with one of our animancers. Feel free to look around. You might be able to see a demonstration. Animancy means progress and experimentation. Unfortunately, that makes some people uncomfortable. One day, more people will see the value in what we do here. The animancer straightens his robes and gives you a nod. It's a shame that the Deerwood is ruled by so much fear and superstition. We see quite a few Brackenbury locals for treatment. It helps fund our research. The animancer bobs his head in greeting. The animancy hearing should be over any day now. Our future is in the hands of the Duke. Alright. I think that's all of the dialogue there. So we can leave, we can go to Ondra's Gift. I think we've unlocked every zone now. Ondra's Gift will be probably next on the list. We've got Hadrat House, Sanitarium, House Dominel, Raymont Manor, the Charred Barrel, and Copper Lane. Interesting. What do we have in the middle here? A few more nobles. Excuse me. Despite what you may have heard, nothing unusual goes on at the sanitarium. We need more reasonable people in Defiance Bay. We're very lucky to have Dunred Row based in Brackenbury. It makes the district feel safer. House Dominel has a dark reputation, but they're perfectly good neighbours. Such grim times. I'm glad that not everyone takes things so seriously. The sooner Lord Raymond commits his crazy daughter to the sanitarium, the better. Lord Gaterman, I never would have believed it. That name sounds familiar. The marble is cool and perfectly smooth. Droplets of crystal clear... What does it say? Crystal clear water bead the statues. Alright. Okay, I think that's all of them. Those gold-plated NPCs are just backer NPCs. They've got custom stories written by people who back the Kickstarter campaign, but they don't otherwise contribute to any quests or any plot. So I'm just going to ignore them. There are so few honest types left in Defiance Bay. There isn't so much as a spot on these oranges. It takes a smooth tongue to solve problems, doesn't it? I guess so. Wow, there's a lot of Ardra here, which is interesting. Oh, that's something we can grab.
And what does the flame reveal?
I should check for hidden objects. The Charred Barrel, so that's an inn. It was an interesting show. That's all I can really say. Come on, you can tell me more. Just one thing, please. Sorry, I promised Gaterman. Let's not talk about this here, alright? We're responsible for the safety of every person in this city. Alright, so that's the inn. That's Raymont Manor. What's this? The mortared stone wall is sheltered by the eaves. A knotty green vine climbs all the way up to an open window. Two ornate shutters seem to beckon you in. You give the vines a shake. They're thick and sturdy in your hands, but near the top they look flimsier. You might be able to make it to the top if you're quick. I'll leave it for now. I think we'll start at the sanitarium and just work our way around. So we'll go back there.
Hello? Hello?
These charming windows are reinforced with iron bars and a double thickness of glass. Retrieve Hellig's research from Modred's laboratory, rather. Laboratory. Or laboratory. Yes, that's right. That's for the bloke in the sewer. Okay. Alright, well, let's have a look around. Sometimes we get people in here trying to make trouble for the animancers. Well, don't worry, that's not me. I wouldn't mind being better armed, so what if it makes the clients a little nervous? I never thought I'd be taking orders from a talking statue. What do you mean? If you're here as a client, you'll want to be talking to an animancer, not me. I'd best be getting back to my watch. The table is set with an assortment of leaflets and booklets with titles like Practical Benefits of Animancy and Soul Adjustment for the Well-Adjusted Soul. The head warden of the sanitarium is a statue, quite remarkable. They say the worst of the patients are kept locked up below. Everlasting life, imagine the possibilities. I heard that someone who was treated here came out twice as smart. I wonder what all this equipment actually does. Probably would be good to know that, wouldn't it? Before you start using stuff. Nasitak poetry. Just take that. And the most unfortunate tale of Favia and Bernat, a Valian tragedy. I need to read more of those books. Warden, an animancer from the Republic, Spancello, has requested a visit. Extend a formal invitation. See to it that the necessary preparations are made. Of course. The animancer straightens his robes and gives you a nod. Okay. What your soul may be trying to tell you. You're welcome to browse. The spread of knowledge is a healthy thing, don't you agree? I guess so. Animancy in the modern age.
Keeping an eye out.
We see quite a few Brackenbury locals for treatment. Helps fund our research. You might be able to see a demonstration, yeah. Time will tell. Psalm to Wudica. The Midwife's Memoirs. Okay. I'll speak to the warden shortly, but let's just have a look around. This man's soul was torn asunder by a beerwick. As you can see, the patient is unresponsive. Common after soul trauma. The animancer places a small stone upon the patient's forehead. A portion of his soul was recovered near his body. We used this stone as a vessel for transfer. Can you hear me, Oswin? The patient's eyes slowly open before a panicked, wild expression washes over him. Unfortunately, the extended dissociation has permanent side effects. The patient becomes more agitated, grunting and moaning as he tugs at his bonds. With further research, we're confident that we'll be able to rehabilitate patients like Oswin. The table is set with an assortment of leaflets and booklets. Oh, we've already read that one. What's in here? Saint Widewin, farmer become god. Can we speak to... Let's speak to our Ordmer here.
Hail and well met.
A bald man with a crooked nose gestures in demonstration over the still body of a patient before a small gathering of interested onlookers. Feeling your gaze, he pauses his discussion. Have you come to sit in? Well, I'd like to know more about the sanitarium. He gives an eager nod. It's the mission that attracted me here. The treatment of the disturbed. No one else seems to care about them. Here, they've worked wonders for them. I've seen people cured of insatiable hungers and uncontrollable urges. I've seen the crippled walk and the dysphoric smile, all within these walls. The thought that the Duke could put an end to it with a single order, it keeps me up at night. Okay.
Welcome.
Hello again. Can I be of some use to you? Yeah, what is it you do here? Close as we are to the Glenfathan wilds, we get a number of beerwick maimings every year. Survivors dealing with complications from exposure. This fellow here is a severe case. His essence is a mere whisper of what it was. I am early in my research, only beginning to understand how they work, but in time I hope to find a way to protect people from the storm's effects.
Gods keep you.
Alright. It's interesting, I suppose. We'll look in here. These look like field sketches of Engwithan ruins and artifacts. Adiri Customs. Okay. Last room. And that goes down. This painting of a rolling forest glen has a strangely soothing effect. Alright. Let's speak to the head warden.
Nice and slow.
Oops. A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned towards you. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? Yeah, I'm curious as to how you've come to be in your present state. In the statue, you mean? Well, he laughs. I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition, of that I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple, as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again one of our animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. Alright, tell me about the sanitarium. A history lesson! This is a rare pleasure. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution, as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves. Thus, the sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing here. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's... well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. so it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke, absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. We shall see. Alright, I'm also looking for an animancer named Modred. Modred, of course. You will find him downstairs, in the first room on the right. Okay, well that's good to know, very helpful. Farewell. Alright, I guess we'll go downstairs then. Okay. First room on the right, but let's look in this room on the left. Okay, so we've got another NPC there. Modred's here. Looks like we can... Oh, okay. Maybe let's leave it alone. In a corner of Modred's lab rests a large, weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. The lack of dust on the trunk's surface and the long scratches on the tile flooring suggest that the trunk is frequently used and moved throughout the laboratory, despite its considerable size. Deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Let's leave it alone for the moment. Let's speak to Modred. An animancer scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll, while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Gods keep you.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. What are you working on? My area of focus is whites. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a white? A hollowborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of Animancy's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. He removes his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution to me. We animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because, at first, it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. He takes a slow breath. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between the body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. And why do you study whites? He huffs. What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face is reddened, and he turns away from you for a moment. He shakes his head. Animancy has an answer here, I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. I see. Good. He looks eager to return to his work. I'm just looking around. Then be quick about it, and don't touch anything. The sanitarium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumes his work. Okay. Unexpected results. The canine host was listless and unresponsive, but it was determined that this was simply the implanted feline soul. Yawn resulted in vigorous stimulation. Pop a quick save there.
Welcome.
Mordred looks up from his scroll. Yes? What does the name Helig mean anything to you? Mordred starts. Helig? He I mean, a colleague of mine. He was primarily a necromancer, but he was involved in animancy too. He worked at the sanitarium for several years. I dare say everyone here has heard of him. He clears his throat. He left his post recently. I believe he was seeking new opportunities in the Valian republics. He leans forward. The advances they're making in animancy really are quite remarkable. Surely you've heard. He coughs again. Perhaps you haven't. Do you know a woman named Rowena? No, I don't get out of the sanitarium much. Mordred smooths his robes. As I said, he no longer works here. Well, I've heard it differently. He slides his spectacles down his nose. Just what are you insinuating? If this is your idea of a joke, I assure you it's in very poor taste. Crack my knuckles. I insinuate nothing. Subtlety isn't my style. I think we'll go with clever. So you didn't sink a blade into his chest and dump him in the catacombs? He'll be relieved to hear it. Mordred pales. How could... He sighs and runs a hand over his hair. Very well. Yes, I killed him. I killed that beast because nobody else had the spine for it. He was a madman. Years of perverse experiments, twisting healthy souls, torturing damaged souls, and for what? He flayed the essence from Glanfath and indigents for his amusement. He waves down the hall. If the public had known half of his deeds, they'd have razed this place to the ground. He jabs his finger on the desk. He used the sanitarium to disguise his own sick proclivities. He brought shame on all of us, and put the entire discipline at risk. I regret nothing. He calms down and sizes you up. Anyway, now you know the whole grisly story. So you killed him to save your own reputation? Mordred snorts. The reputation of the whole discipline, rather. You realize there are groups in this city looking for an excuse to have us all hanged? He shakes his head. I won't see the knowledge we've worked so hard for lost because of one man's madness. It's hardly brave stabbing a man in his sleep. Brave enough for my tastes. I heard a rumor he once laid a 50-man squad to rest on his own. At least I did something. Helig's soul returned to his corpse through sinister magic, and he wants revenge. No doubt. He spreads his hands wide. But now you understand why I killed him. Why someone had to. If he sent you, I only hope I can convince you to return and slay him once and for all. Helig said you stole a grimoire from him. Mordred's brow furrows. His grimoire? What's that madman been telling you? If you don't have it, where is it? If I know Helig, this is his idea of a joke. Probably not one you or I would appreciate. If anything I've told you about him has sunk in, I beg you, return to the catacombs and slay him once and for all. That foul man will cause misery and pain as long as he's around. He has something I need. I don't know what he's promised you, but he's already lied to you about the grimoire. I don't have it. If what I've told you about that evil, deceitful man hasn't swayed you, I don't know what else to say. He turns back to his papers. Trust him at your own peril. Okay.
Good day, stranger.
Can we speak any more about Helig? Yes, what about him? No, never mind. Then if there's nothing else, Mordred nods, taking a deep breath. I'll be on my way.
Good day to you.
Can I go back to... I'll consider it. Consider also the kind of man he is and the kind of things he's capable of. Don't trust him. I must return to my work. I wish you well. Mordred turns back to his papers.
Good day to you.
I can't give him the key anymore, can I? Let's examine it more closely. Deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. There's probably something in that that is not too friendly. Let's just see if we can get some more information. Maybe if we give him the key, he'll tell us exactly what's in the trunk.
Hello.
So we'll just go through this dialogue again quickly. Do this one first. Alright, well, yeah, he said you kept it in that trunk over there. Modred takes the key with a trembling hand, his eyes darting to the trunk behind you. You've been misled. There's no grimoire here, and Helig never intended you to find one, okay? That wretched thing has an insatiable hunger for blood. He shudders. Thank you for denying him. I hope I can convince you now to return and slay him once and for all. Alright, well he's got something I need though. So what's in this trunk? I'm kind of curious. I'm sure it's a foul creature that we probably don't want to have anything to do with, but given the claw marks, but I am curious. Let's see. You take the key you acquired from Helig and place it in the lock. It fits perfectly and turns with a solid clunk. The trunk holds no grimoires or treasures. Instead, you find yourself staring into the feral gaze and toothy maw of a twisted, monstrous creature. Its humanoid form has been overwhelmed by bony angles and terrible claws. With a start, you recognize the vague shape of a young girl beneath the elongated, malformed bones and greyish skin. It growls and leaps from the trunk, not toward you, but toward Modred. Modred has no time to scream before his throat is torn out.
Let's go.
So it was a wight. I had a feeling it would be some creature of horrible design. Why is it locked in there, though? I'm assuming it's a relative of Modred's that he's trying to find a cure for, which is probably what motivates his work. I think we just give him the key. I'd rather have Modred alive, I think.
Hail, traveler.
Alright. I'll just go through that dialogue quickly. Just choose all the same options. Yeah, he said you kept it in that trunk over there. Modred takes the key with a trembling hand, his eyes darting to the trunk behind you. You've been misled. There's no grimoire here, and Helig never intended you to find one. That wretched thing has an insatiable hunger for blood. He shudders. Thank you for denying him. I hope I can convince you now to return and slay him once and for all. Alright, well he's got something I need though. Okay.
Greetings.
And about Helig, his soul is returned to his corpse through sinister magic. He wants revenge.
Well met, friend. Hail and well
What
met.
if we just agree? Is there any consequence to just agreeing? Oh, we get a bit of experience. Modred nods, relieved. Good. I'm glad someone finally will. I must return to my work. I wish you well. Alright. I mean, this makes sense to me. I never liked that Helig guy anyway, so killing him seems fine. Well, we know what's in there now. We can't open it. A heavy lock holds the trunk shut. It's too sturdy to break, and the mechanism looks too complicated to pick. You'll need to find the key. And that's fine. We don't need to find the key. That's got some copper bands.
I'm on the trail.
And some scrolls. It looks like our stealth isn't good enough. That's fine. What's in here? We've got Bella Sega. This strange device seems to thrum with power. Power. Let's speak to her.
Hail and well met.
A woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. She almost walks into you. Eccosi! Here I am looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kith standing in front of me. What can I do? What do you do here? According to my research grant, I study awakenings. Sublimating pre-awakened souls has been one of Animancy's greatest successes, and I am working on a method to replicate the process on awakened souls. She gnaws at her lip. But the truth is that I find few suitable subjects here. Weidwin's legacy has left plenty of awakened souls, but most are too broken for study. She sighs. I fear I will return to Revoir with nothing to show for my efforts. I'm awakened. I've been recalling flashes of a past life. She scratches her chin. Most interesting, but not the kind of awakening I can study, I'm afraid. I need someone whose awakened soul can be triggered with predictable stimuli. Souls such as these tend to manifest as alternate personas in the host. She gives you a broad, if strained, smile. But I thank you for the offer. Something else you need? I'd like to know more about Animancy in the Valiant Republics. It is a dynamic and respected field. Can't get the words out of my mouth, it seems. Even the Bear Leech incident did little to slow it. She shrugs. Ugh. Getting my tongue all twisted, I think. She shrugs. People in the Republics are more accepting of risk, less superstitious, ready to try anything that shows promise. I don't think people should turn to the gods, but, you know, it's not that it's without risk. Animancy has also got the potential to do great harm. I'm not sure whether the benefits outweigh the dangers. This is true of any great technology. You cut a man open to remove sick flesh, and there's the chance you kill him, yes? Build a boat to explore a new land, and perhaps it sinks with you aboard. But surely these things make us better off, even though they sometimes fail. So, yeah, maybe the risks are acceptable. Maybe. Anyway, goodbye. What else do we have down here? Anything in this room? The edges of the cage are dented and scored with claw marks.
Hello?
I don't know why he's always saying hello. Unlocking this will require the proper key, which we don't have. Alright, let's speak to these guys. Can we go through here? No, that also requires a key. Alright, so I think we've done all we can down here. Let's head back up. So that's the sanitarium.
Gods keep you.
Okay. Back out to Brackenbury we go. So we have to go kill Helig now, which I'm sure the chap who sent us into the sewers will be happy about.
The life of a traveler. So many ruins to uncover, places to see.
Steady
Indeed.
does it.
Though after 5 years, I'll be ready for a break.
It is true. You have been at it far longer than I. Where will you go next, when you have all the world to choose from?
Home, of course.
I think Sigani's done enough travelling, probably. Alright, let's go into here. Hadret House. Oh wow, this is fancy.
Halo.
The marble at the base has been worn smooth by the passage of hundreds of feet. Dunrid Agent. Where are we exactly? Curran's wasting his time with those disappearances. Lady Webb is in charge of Hadret House, but she rarely deals with anyone personally. There are no secrets in Defiance Bay, not while we're around. Like, are these guys like secret police or something, or private investigators? I don't know. A link! Yes, I'm certain of it. That's Curran. The scrolls are wedged tightly in the shelves. Each has a name scrawled along the outside. This map shows the environs surrounding Defiance Bay. Flags mark strategic access points to the city. We can steal that.
Hello?
It's got fruit.
Yeah.
Some of these vintages are even older than Defiance Bay. Okay, so that's their larder, or cellar, or both, I guess. What's here? That's got some gold and a scroll, but it's in obvious sight. And what's in here? A group of notes speculate about the identity and location of a secret sect in Defiance Bay. Either these notes are written in code, or the author's handwriting is atrocious.
I'll see what I can find.
Okay, well, we can unlock this.
I've got it. Finished.
That's got fine leather armor,
I've got it. Finished.
and that's got a bunch of copper. Anything back here? Affixed to the wall are leads in a case involving, apparently, a caravan that disappeared en route to New Haomar. Okay. And that's a fine rod. Alright, let's speak to Curran.
Welcome.
The Orlan man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end, and his ears prick up as you approach. You carry whispers, Cade Nua, Gilded Veil. Old voices indeed. You're a cipher like me, I'm guessing. He grins, revealing a row of dagger-pointed teeth. You guess what you must surely know. My own modest abilities suggest that yours are most formidable. Would be quite useful here, of all places. His ears twitch downward. A pity, then, that my duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards a table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunwood Row? Alright. Well, tell me about your skills first. I check for soul connections, looking for lost things, missing things, or troublesome things, particularly where people of power and influence are concerned. I'm a cipher. In Air Glanfarth, we were once known as Brishalgvin, Mind Hunters. Nice title, yes, but it wasn't until the Animancers began working with my kind 40 years ago that we truly understood our power. Now, we make some of the best detectives in the world. Tracing souls, we can look at a person and see where they have been, or look at a weapon and see who has touched it. His nose twitches as he looks at you. Useful for solving crimes, as you can imagine. Okay. Farewell.
How do you do?
I want to ask what you're so busy with. Curran's quick hands are busy with the mountain of scrolls before him. Hello again, my mysterious friend. What are you so busy with? His small fairy hands gesture expansively at the papers before him. Hollowborn, growing unrest, and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of our concerns these days. What brings you to Dunwood Row? Maybe if I offer to help him, he'll be more amenable to this, so it looks as though you could use some help. Curran wags a clawed finger. Not at liberty to discuss my work, unfortunately. Dunwood Row ears only. A civilian would need the confidence of Lady Webb before I could share. Alright, well, just tell me then, is this affidavit real? 'Cause you signed it. He holds the page, but seems to stare through the words, as if it's something woven in the fabric of the paper. Curran bares his pointed teeth. I remember Penhel, a preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was the sole descendant of a Dediran general, one who'd fought against Hadrat's rebellion. He scans the affidavit. A forgery, and not the first I've seen. He hands it back to you, but I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to the commander, to his commander, Cleaver, Cleaver, and show him the seal. He points to the wax stamped by his forged signature. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Aloth's gaze flickers to you. Doom a man for the soul... What is that? Oh yeah, doom a man for the soul the gods gave him? Seems rather unfair. I suppose so. But at least we know the truth now. May as well go upstairs. See what's there.
Keeping quiet.
The notes are scribbled in a cryptic shorthand. We've got some stuff in here. And also here.
I shall be discreet.
Pictures of all manner of folk are pinned to this board alongside notes scribbled in an indecipherable shorthand. Okay, there's something there, but we need the key. We won't be able to take any of this. If Lady Webb wants to see you, she'll send for you. Alright, so we won't be able to go there. Alright, I don't think we'll be able to steal any of those.
Steady does it.
Oh, maybe we can get that. No. Once he goes back. Okay, there he goes. Okay. Oh, no way. Spotted way too quickly. Alright, let's leave it. We'll leave Hardret House. Looks like we cannot speak to Lady Webb, so we can't help Curran with whatever he's working on. So, but turns out they are private detectives, not secret police or anything. Although, who knows, they might sort of act in that capacity. Hello, Penhelm. Might just save there. You don't look too happy. Penhelm's face is white. Just talked to that little Cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen someone in the records room. He takes a slow step towards you, extending his hand. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. His other hand comes to rest next to his sword. So I can give it to him. I can say, don't worry, I'm sure the knights will let you stay to scrub the latrines. Or your superiors deserve to know the truth, or what does this mean to you? Or cheer up, you've always thought you were someone special, soon everyone will know you are. I kind of like that option, but I can't quite remember. I might just... he draws his sword and spits at your feet. I won't let you ruin me over this. I can't quite remember what... how did we get this quest again? I can't remember. Rogue Knight. Might just open the quest journal before I speak to him. Rogue Knight. So, Osric was kicked out of the Crucible Knights by a fellow knight named Penhelm. Worse, his superiors confiscated a breastplate that's been in his family for generations. Osric has asked me to retrieve it. Believes his rival might have forged a document verifying the purity of his soul. Okay, alright. Alright.
Right.
Let's speak to him now. I do want to know what this means to you. Are you serious? This is my career. I've labored years for it, and it all hangs on some coincidence of a past life. Any dear wooden, rich or poor, can aspire to a position in the Crucible Knights. Anyone can rise to the rank of High Justice, except for those of us born with the wrong soul. Tell me how that's reasonable. Oh, I'm still going to go with this clever option. Cheer up. You always thought you were someone special. Soon everyone will know you are. He draws his sword and spits at your feet. I won't let you ruin me over this. I do feel slightly bad, but alright. We get a bit of combat now, which is good because there was a lot of jibber jabber. We'll go for... they're all melee, so... try to get out of the way. You hit him. And why don't you use that on him there? Let's use Holy Radiance actually. And now let's whack them all with that. Been a little bit since I've played this. Ooh, they all ran around to get my Cipher, which was annoying. We'll use that, I think. And let's use this as well. And for Aloth, maybe man, they really want to get me. Let's use Armor of Faith. Can we summon anything yet? No. Okay. And what about... let's use Blessing as well. Okay. I think I'm at the end of my rope there. Oh, I forgot. I should have used Charm. I keep forgetting about that. I don't know. Ah, couldn't do it. Couldn't get to me in time. Kinda got knocked out too. Let's try this again. I feel like I'm missing a trick. It's been a while since I've played. I should have buffed us first. And probably moved the party around.
You have said you fought in the Saints' War.
Yeah.
But for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine
Yes?
a man with a head made of fire and light could be
I'm
very
here.
convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Following your lead.
Interesting little bit of dialogue there. Alright, and
Hey.
we'll just send Adair forward. Just choose the same options there. Okay. Let's go back actually. No, why would you run forward? Okay. Try to knock down Penhelm. And we'll get Durance to use the Blessing. Get you to go for that one. And we should probably use corrode once they all kind of... Yeah, let's do that. Corrode damage. But don't hit. Okay, that'll do. And we'll use Whisper of Treason on you. And we'll get you to hit that one. Alright. That worked. You can whack him. And let's use armor. And can I, how many targets can I charm at a time? I don't actually know. Use Mind Wave. That worked alright.
Hey.
Okay, we'll use that next. Let's knock Penhelm out. Aloth, you can use the what is that? Arcane Assault. Okay, is that guy dead yet? How is he not dead? Let's charm that one. Can you knock him down? Yep, nice.
Dead on.
Come on, surely. There we go, just finished now. Okay. All right. Just let the combat play out now. Cool. All right, that's all of that cleared. An Osric's family breastplate is there. This old breastplate has its share of battle scars, but it's clearly been well preserved over the years and still bears some of its original shine. The symbol of a flame is emblazoned across its middle. Cool. So, Rogue Knight. I guess we don't need to show the affidavit to Commander Cleaver anymore.
Hey.
Yeah.
Alright. That was interesting. Let's go to House Dominel. Save here, I think, as well. Dominel Doorman.
Hello.
The burly guard eyes you warily. I don't recognize you. What business do you have with House Dominel? Tell me about them. It's an old and respected family. Much of Defiance Bay's prosperity is due to Dominel business activities. Now, do you have any further business here? Oh, I don't just want to loot and kill anyone. House Dominel, I found a letter that might be of interest to someone here. I see you, right this way. Did I?
You ever feel underdressed?
A little, perhaps. Your business is with the Dominels now, not me. I guess you mean this guy, Abrakan. Okay, there's a few things in there. The knives are warm from the heat of the oven. They look absurdly sharp.
I'll take a look.
Stole a bit of rice. The table is set with silver-rimmed plates and golden candlesticks. Clearly, crime pays well.
I shall be
Yeah,
discreet.
criminal house. This sounds like my kind of house. The wine rack contains a wide selection of vintages from all over Aora. All of them very, very expensive. Alright, let's speak to this guy, Abrakan. A young man leans against an expensive-looking gull glass cabinet. He holds a jewel-studded goblet in one hand and an ornate pistol in the other. He grins with wine-stained lips.
Our doormen seem to think it important that you meet with me.
He twirls
Speak.
He twirls the pistol around a finger. What is this place? You are standing in the Dominel ancestral manor. You're either very lost or wasting my time. He takes another sip of wine. If there's nothing else, be on your way. No, I'll give him the letter. I found a note that may interest you. As Abrakan reads the letter, his curious smile fades, and the page crumples in his grip. His twisted lips are as cold and dark as the amethysts lining his cup.
You'd better explain yourself. And quickly.
Oh, it was those thieves that attacked me in Copper Lane. Right. Okay. I should probably tell him what happened. I was attacked in a house in Copper Lane. I found this letter after I finished my assailants. Wine splatters the mirror-smooth tiles as Abrakan hurls the goblet. He smashes the carved handle of his pistol into the antique cabinet next to him. The men standing nearest look from Abrakan back to you, their hands ready over their weapons. Criminal indeed. No one should waste a good red like that. Adara whispers to you. Maybe you should pay him a compliment to help patch things up.
You've killed my men and cost me. But I'll give you one chance to make up the loss.
Abrakan rubs his hands over his face. You may have to overcome certain compunctions, but you'll finish the job I gave my men. Yeah, certainly. Why didn't you mention you were hiring? His smile is dangerously thin. This is a command, not a commission. Do this, and I'll overlook your blunder. Lord Raymond has a gem the size of an Amawa's testicles. It's called the Heart of White March. One of my contacts will leave the second-story window open. I want you to sneak inside and find the gem. Whatever you do, do not alert Raymond's guards. The last thing I want is a blood feud with my neighbor. I trust we are crystal clear on that. Yeah, but tell me more about the Raymond job. What do you want to know? Well, tell me about him, for starters. Abrakan makes a guttural noise of disgust. He's a pompous, uptight bastard who's still living in the days of Duke Hadrit. He's also one of the richest men in Brackenbury. Not that I hold that against him, but really, what's the point of moving so many pawns if you're just going to stash them in a secret room somewhere? And what do you know about the Heart of White March? Only that it's one of the most coveted gems in the Dyrwood, and when you see it, you'll understand why. It glows from within, a rare feature of jewels from the White March Mountains. Seizing that gem from Raymond will net us a fine profit and diminish the status of our rivals in the Knights and the Dozens. Okay, so these guys are the third faction. There's the Knights, the Dozens, and then these guys, by the sounds of it. I think there's only 3, from memory. Any advice on stealing the gem? Don't let his guards see you upstairs. Get in through the window if you can, and be prepared to move quietly. Raymond may be an enemy, but he's also a neighbor, and I don't want to stir up trouble. Alright, that's all I wanted to know. If there's nothing else, be on your way. Yep, okay, farewell.
You have something for me, I hope?
Abrakan folds his arms and swirls his wine. No, not yet. Then why are you here? Return when you have the jewel. Alright, so we've got our Dominel marching orders. The question is which, do I want to join the Knights, Dominel, or the Dozens? I'm thinking Dominel, to be honest. I think they're more up my character's alley. And when I did my Paladin campaign, I joined the Knights. So this time, maybe House Dominel's the way to go. The Dozens envy Lord Dominel's cleverness. The Knights envy his status. The servant nods quickly and returns to work.
Hello? Hello?
Does this servant ever
Yes.
leave this room?
I'll get it open.
Potion of Major Regeneration. Yeah, we'll take that. Have any other dialogue? You'd better watch your step here. You don't need a sword in this city to wield power. If you've got business, talk to Abrakan. You want nothing with me, talk to Abrakan. Alright. Fair enough. I think that's all their dialogue. The perceptive use of colour in this panorama is overshadowed by the oversized signature along the bottom, Abrakan Dominel. While this landscape shows promise, the brushwork is obviously hurried. The artist seems to have spent more time on his signature, A. Dominel, than anything else. Interesting. Any closer and you'll see the colour of your own insides. Can I not? Whatever you're thinking, don't try it
Sure.
here. So I can't go through there. Nothing goes on in this town without Gedmar Dominel knowing about it. Welcome to House Dominel. What's the news? You want nothing with me? Talk to Abrakan. Alright.
Yeah.
Take it I can't go through that door, but let's just try. Okay. Oh no, okay. Can't go through that door. Got it. Can open it. Can't go through it. Just reload that quick save. Should have listened to him when he said, don't go through that door.
Yeah.
Or don't come any closer. Whatever he said. I wasn't really listening. Hence why I should have listened. Brackenbury Dominel, you must be a friend of Abrakan. Suppose so.
Welcome.
The woman must be well into middle age, but there isn't a line on her face. Her large green eyes are watchful behind a curtain of glossy black hair. She studies you. I don't believe we've met. I'd remember you. What do you do here? She looks you up and down. Let's just say I'm a merchant. I handle the trade of certain goods that my enterprising children and husband happen across. But I only trade with special friends, and if you want that kind of relationship, you'd have to do a little something for me. What kind of favor did you have in mind? She crosses her arms and watches you out of the corner of her eyes. There's a certain someone who may or may not be named Kolfeg. He's insulted me. I'd like you to make an example out of him. And just what do you want me to do to him? I'd hate to stifle your imagination. She wrinkles her nose with a quick smirk. Just see that you teach him a lesson he won't soon forget. Alright, well if that's what it takes, then so be it. That's the spirit. She winks. I know that little runt holds up somewhere an Ondra's gift. Once you've taken care of him, come back to me. I've got some stocks that I reserve for special friends. Okay. Hard feelings. Alright.
And what does the flame reveal?
The mini pillows are fluffy and full with down. Whoever sleeps here must sleep soundly indeed.
Huh? I've got it. Finished.
How may I help?
Don't you know where you've landed yourself? This is no place for visitors. Well, that may be so, but nevertheless.
How may I help?
Does he ever patrol down that way? No. It's alright. Okay. I think that's everything we can do in House Dominel. So let's just leave.
Sure.
Alright. I wonder actually if we could take this. Just not stealthy enough. Alright. Let's leave. And what quest did we have? We had one for the dozens as well, didn't we? Alright, so that's Adair's quest, that's Durance's quest, Kana's quest, it's Odd Newer, Sagani's quest. That's the Helig of Thane one. Rogue Knight we can hand in. This we still have to do. And that we still have to do. And that's another side quest, and that's another side quest. Okay. And we've got a few tasks here.
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes,
Can I pet him anyway?
it's your hand.
I'm gonna pet him.
Alright, I think... So we've done this part. We'll do Raymont Manor and the Charred Barrel, but let's go back to Copper Lane. Is that where Osric was? Or was he in First Fires? We'll go back to Copper Lane. And the Scrivener's dormitory we need to go to as well.
How's the hand?
Turning purple. I'd have to cut it off.
I warned you not to pet him.
If I'm not supposed to pet him, why is he so soft?
Admeth's Den Expedition Hall. Oh, what's this? You asked me for one and I said no. Not until you're older and more responsible. Do you remember this conversation? Gordy's eyes are fixed on the ground in front of him. Yes, sir. And yet I find you out here, playing with a blade that clearly belongs to the knights. Do you see the problem? I didn't steal it, honest. I traded a secret for it. He points at you. Ask him. Hamor turns to you. Is what my son says true? He wants to be a Crucible Knight. I thought it was a good way to get him started in an honourable profession. Let's try that. He stares at you for a moment, then shakes his head. Well, I still don't approve of my boy having a weapon, but I'm glad he's no thief. You can keep the blade, but I'll be holding on to it until you're a squire with the knights. Come along, Geordie. I won't have you loitering out here all day. Okay. Wasn't there a town crier, though, who said a boy who was given a blade injured himself? Cut off his hand or his fingers or something? I seem to remember that, but... Must have been another boy who was given a blade. Did we not pick up any quests from the Admeth's Den Expedition Hall? I thought we did. Maybe I already did them. Oh, no, Osric was in here, wasn't he? That was the Rogue Knight quest. Yes. I remember. So, Rogue Knight, that's the quest for the dozens, I think. And Built to Last is the quest for the knights. Right? That might be wrong. I honestly can't remember. Let's speak to Osric. Is this the armor you wanted? Actually, before we do that, let's save. Because I think, from memory, you can do a couple quests for each faction, but at a certain point, you get locked into the faction, and you don't really get a warning about that. And when you get locked into one faction, you are prevented from doing any of the other factions, obviously. So I want to complete as many quests for each faction as I can, and then probably lock in with the Dominels, to be honest. But anyway, is this the armor you wanted? Osric wavers a moment in disbelief. He looks at you, then back at the breastplate. He reaches for it slowly, as if expecting it to disappear before he can touch it. How did you manage this? You know what? You were right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penhelm forced me into a fight. A shame it ended like that, but he's the lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked, and you were owed much. He withdraws a leather coin purse from his pocket and hands it to you. Stop by Senil's shop on the other side of the hall. She sells some of the best gear in the city, and I'll see that she opens her inventory to you. The dozens, moderate positive. Okay, cool. What is this armor to you anyway? Osric looks around, trying to appear casual. It's nothing really. Just a keepsake. He tries to look you in the eye, but when he does, he appears to reconsider. He sighs. It commemorates the Order of Margarin, highest order of valor, awarded to the dead, never the living. Us Deerwoodens, real Deerwoodens, we don't have nobility or birthrights, unless you're some copper fucker from a deer. All we got's the honor we bring to our family name. The Order of Margarin is, well, they don't give it out too much. Not often you see a member of the dozens whose revolutionary ties are as good as he says they are. So this, he pauses, considering the weathered metal, a pale image of its former self, but still catching the light, is something to live up to. Okay. I just want to see, though, I'm going to reload, because I actually want to see if we can show the affidavit to Commander Cleaver, even though Penhelm's dead. Because that'd be a neat little detail if we can. Because I noted that we lost the affidavit when we completed the quest. Actually, we should speak to Wenan too. So I just want to see if he has anything to say. He's the leader of the dozens from memory. Or at least the leader of Expedition Hall. Alright, he has nothing to say.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something.
Yeah, okay, so...
Go see Osric.
Need to do Osric's quest first. Yeah, alright. So once we do Osric's quest, then we can do Wen's quests. But I think accepting Wen's quest will lock you into the dozens, which I don't necessarily want. But let's just see if we can hand this thing into Commander Cleaver. Cliver, I don't know. I think he's at First Fires, which is the Crucible Keep. Yeah. Where does this go again? Temple of Wudica. Oh, yeah, we spoke to him already. Weeds grow thick and full, untroubled by the passage of Kith. Yeah, that's right. The Temple of Wudica entrance is there, but it's not accessible. We've got to go through the catacombs, which we will do at some point. I just want to explore the rest of Defiance Bay first. Okay, that's Aldmar. Where was, Kinda Cleaver was around here somewhere, wasn't he? No. No, not in there. Must be up here. This looks like the map room. Ah, that's right, there he is. Have you found that Valian yet? Dunstan needs her a search. Copper Lane, alright. I guess not. Back to Copper Lane. Let's just reload the quick save a bit of time. And then we'll go to the Scrivener's dormitory as well.
Sure.
Alright. Hello, Osric. Is this the armor you wanted? Wavers a moment in disbelief, looks at us, then back at the breastplate, reaches for it slowly, as if expecting it to disappear before he can touch it. How did you manage this? Yep, you were right. Unfortunately, Penhelm was cruising for a bruising. Alright, so he hands us over, he directs us to the shop. I think this will just take us back to the other menu. So, yeah, what's the armor to you? And we've already read all that. So... Ah, Copper Fucker, there's a new one. Yeah, alright. Okay.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wenham. I just handle these mercenary...
That's fine. Alright, let's go. Before we speak to Wenham, let's speak to Senild, who's over here. Because once we're locked into one faction, I don't know if we'll still have access to Senild, whatever she's selling. Yeah, show me your wares. So she's got exceptional and fine weapons. And she's also got the Braces of All-Consuming Rage. They're pretty good, actually. 2 might and 1 constitution. The Dandy Hat of the Diseased Yak. 2 resolve and 1 intellect. -1 intellect, sorry. Snurf's Folly. +1 resolve, +2 constitution. Bile Stompers. Cloak of the Fox and Hunter. Some of these are not bad. Munakra Arret. 3 Whispers of Treason per arrest. That's impressive. And then a Berserker's Belt. It's only usable by barbarians. Some of this stuff's pretty good. Let's just see. Because braces from memory are the glove slot, right? So... yeah, we don't even have gloves for Adair, so he could use those. Or Durance could, I suppose. Likewise with rings. Thing is, you only get 1 set of stat boosts from armor and stuff.
Welcome.
I still quite like them though. I wish I could look at the inventory while having it open. Yeah, we could use with, you know, some decent hats.
Hello.
And even decent rings. I mean, these are all quite good. What about cloaks? Does everyone have a good cloak? Oh, cloak doubles his neck, doesn't it? That's right.
Hail and well met.
Minus Spellbind. It's quite good. This exquisite piece was crafted by alchemists for a secret society of aristocrats in Old Valia. Throughout its history, it has graced the ocular orbits of scheming nobles, influential politicians, and charming salesmen. The dark brass monocle features intricate gear and leaf filigree along the rim. It confers sophistication and carries the unmistakable scent of old money. I think we'll buy that. Summon noble creature. I don't know what... It's a beagle dog. Don't know how useful that would be in combat. Might leave that one. Bile Stompers. I think we'll leave that as well. But these ones here... +1 resolve, +2 constitution, +2 might, +1 constitution. These are quite good. I'll buy... oh, that's expensive. I need to actually yeah, leave anyway. I need to make sure that it's worth it. So let's just go piece by piece. We've got... Start with the braces of all-consuming rate. Oh, actually, let's start with Snurf's Folly. +1 resolve and +2 constitution. So that's a ring. There's only... Oh, there's only one ring slot. I thought there were two. It's only one. So, could it dare actually use that? He's getting +1 resolve from that. And +1 constitution from that. So, in other words, it's 4k for another...
Greetings.
For another +1 constitution. Right? Because... can only compare with what I'm equipping.
Hey.
Because they don't stack. You only get one... From all your gear, you only get one bonus. You can't stack +1 resolve here and +1 resolve there and +1 resolve there. So it would be basically somewhat wasted on him anyway. I could wear it. Do I have anything else that gives constitution? I don't. So I could potentially wear it. You've got resolve already. Oh, it's no, there are 2 ring slots. Sorry, what am I saying? I've got Gorn's Pledge in that one. So Aloth could also use it. Durance could also use it. Kana could also use it. I think that's a worthwhile buy. I think that is a worthwhile buy. Alright.
Hello.
Buy that one. What was it again? Snurf's Folly. I'll take it. Next one is Munakra Aret. It's, you know, it's conceivably somewhat useful. Could give it to Sagani. I think we'll give it to Sagani. Because what else would we give her? Like, 2 resolve, -1 intellect. Is there any benefit to giving Sagani that? Does she need more resolve?
Good day, stranger.
Not really. But giving her this, getting more Whisper of Treason. 3 per rest though, but still, it's conceivably useful. I'll take that. Braces of all consuming range. So +2 might, +1 constitution. Let's equip this ring. Actually, let's just see. My stats are 3 constitution, 4 resolve. Now 5 constitution and 5 resolve, so made a difference. Our health went up to from 250 and 63 endurance to 288 and 72, and our defenses go up a bit too, so worthwhile. And then the next one is that, what was it, might and
Good day, stranger.
might and constitution. So pretty much anyone that's doing damage is going to benefit from might. It's in the hand slot. I don't have any might added, but I do have constitution, so the constitution would be wasted. Only the might would take effect. It would benefit Aloth. He doesn't have any constitution, and his might is average, so he could actually use it. Is it better than him getting a crit multiplier bonus? Probably. Depending on how often he crits. Adair has got +1 constitution there, so that would be wasted. He'd only be getting +2 might, but he could use that and I could give that to anyone else really. Could give it to Alof. And then he'd be getting +2 might and +1 constitution on gloves, which, yeah, it's not bad for him. So I think that's also a worthwhile buy.
Greetings.
Which is annoying because it's expensive. But we'll get it. We'll give it to Alof, I think. Where is it? Yeah. The hat I'm not convinced on. I'm not convinced the hat's worthwhile. Just because of the negative. If it was +1 intellect and +2 resolve, then it might be worthwhile. But it's not. So I don't think it is. So let's buy that as well. And we'll equip that to... yeah, we'll equip that to Alof. We'll just give that to... maybe to Connor. That'll do for now. I think there's no other
Hail, traveler.
weapons here that I want. Or items. I think we've got everything useful. Let's put Sagani's monocle on. I think that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Just more in case we lose access to... How's our stronghold going as well? I actually haven't had a look. Oh, I can purchase another one. I should have started one. That was an error. What should we start? Oh wait, no. We've still got one going. So if I try to say get the Bailey done, is it gonna... yeah, Towers is already in progress. Okay, that's good. I wasn't sure. Couldn't remember if we already had one going or not, so I'm glad that we don't. Sorry, I'm glad that we do. And that we can't get another one, because it means there's no downtime at the moment, which is good. So, let's go to the Scrivener's dormitory. Okay. Who are we looking for again? We earned... okay, so we lost some taxes to bandits, but we got some gold, which is cool. Who are we looking for again? Built to last. I found the Scrivener's dormitory. Based on what Cleaver told me, Viana and her research should be in here somewhere.
Hail and well met.
Corin sways slightly from side to side. Your skin's still green, but you've lost your ducts. Well, I'm looking for Viana. I like Viana. She's always talking about metal men, which is strange since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat Snowcap. His brow wrinkles. I don't talk about metal men either, and I do eat Snowcap. Huh. Anyway, she's not here right now. Flew away to Ondra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Clessia. Yes, Clessia. Clessia is the friend she's gone to meet. In Ondra's gift. In a house. Not a boat. North house. Empty house. Ondra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing sometime. He beams at you and nods his head. Okay, so she's not here. She's gone. But her stuff might still be here. Viana's diary. This looks like a diary belonging to someone named Viana. The latest entry bears yesterday's date. Clessia arrives tomorrow. The way we parted after her last visit, I didn't think she'd return. When I received the letter from Otsia, I expected the worst. The distance has been hard for her, and my focus on my research hasn't made things any easier. Tomorrow, none of that will matter. The things we said, the things I didn't say, I'll have the chance to make it up to her. I wish we had more privacy here, but for now, that old house on the north side of Wondrous Gift is still empty. Right. That's interesting. Okay. We'll take that. Could be useful.
Hail, traveler.
What do you have for sale again? Okay, nothing that I'm interested in. Alright, let's go back. Read the taxation report, just to get rid of the outstanding icon there. I wonder if we can report into Cleaver with like a status update. Viana's not there, she's in Wondrous Gift. We'll go and do it at some point.
He may have returned a drunk or an invalid.
Maybe. But the search for Persock is just as important as what I find.
Is that right? And what if you return empty-handed, eh?
I never return empty-handed.
So, Durant's questioning Sagani's search for the Elder on the basis that he could be a drunk or an invalid.
Hail, traveler.
You guys didn't have anything that I wanted here, did you? Just really expensive things. Ring of Protection, 9 Fortitude, Reflex, Will. That's quite good, isn't it? It's better than... What does it dare have? So it's an extra 4 to each of those, so it's better than the minor Ring of Protection.
Hail, traveler.
But still very expensive.
Hail, traveler.
And you've got all the fruit and veg.
Good day, stranger.
And you had some unique weapons, none of which I need. And that was it. Oh, you had Pike's Pride as well. And the Dunrid Demon, +2 intellect. How come I didn't buy that? That seems useful. Ah, because Hermit's Hat is better, but surely someone else could use +2 intellect. Yeah, why didn't I get that for Aloth? Oh, he's already got that. Okay, fair enough, but... surely someone can use it. Surely I could use it. It doesn't look as good as our Pirate Hat. But still... Kana's got +1 with his turban. Could get it for me.
Greetings.
It is a buff, technically. Alright, we'll buy it for me. Even though it's not my tricorn hat, it does technically increase our stats, doesn't it? Yeah. 21 intellect now. We are a smart Cipher. Peregrine, what do you have again? You have, just traps. Okay. Back to first fires. Just to see if, Cleaver has any dialogue. And then maybe we'll go back to, Brackenbury. And see what we can do in the eastern side of the town there that we haven't yet explored. Okay, there we go. no dialogue. That was a waste. Alright, we'll go to Brackenbury then. And we'll check out the inn. And then we'll check out the Raymont Manor. Yeah, that's a lot of Ardra. A shoreline of Ardra. Very interesting. Okay, let's have a look in this inn. What was it called? The Charred Grill or something? Easily confused with the Charred Skeever from Solitude in Skyrim. Heartless bitch. Who said that? Thristwin. Who's heartless? The young elf is dressed in gaudy robes that he seems ready to cast off. He picks at a heavily brocaded sleeve and continually adjusts the gold chain around his neck. He looks up at you. Did she send you to run me out of town? You can tell her I'm not going anywhere without that medallion. I told Cyril I wouldn't let her sell it. If that's what you hear about, then save yourself the trouble. He puffs up his chest but glances at the exit. Yeah, lucky for you. Today's my day off. I'm just here for a drink. He watches you and hesitates for several seconds. Finally, he gives a nervous chuckle. You had me for a moment. I wouldn't put it past her to send someone like you, though. Cyril's a courtesan over at the Salty Mast in Ondra's Gift. We've been working together for over a year now. I find a noble with more money than sense, fill him up with liquor, and send him her way. They have a good time, and Cyril takes her fee, and a little extra. He rubs his fingers together. 100 coppers here, a trinket there, it's a bounty for us, and these lords and ladies never notice anything missing. Yeah, no harm done then, I don't mind a bit of thievery. Anyway, we always split the bounty, until a week ago. He squeezes his lips into a tight frown. She takes a necklace off of some noble. It's an Engwithan medallion, damn near priceless. That relic is sacred to my clan, but she won't part with it for any sum I could afford. He tugs at the gold chain around his neck, and even if I wanted to, I can't go home without it. Sigani's brow furrows in pity. That's a hard thing. Tell me more about your situation. He picks at the hem of his sleeve. What do you want to know? Well, it seemed like you've done pretty well for yourself. He clenches his heavily adorned hands. It was this or scrape by in the gutters like the rest of my clan. But I'd give it all for that medallion. I offered to, but it's worth more than anything I've got, and Cyril knows it. Alright, well tell me about her. She's a courtesan at the Salty Mast, yep. She wasn't born to much, but she's done what she has to in order to escape that. He gazes at a string of amber beads around his wrist. She's a good friend. He folds his arm in his trailing, wrinkled sleeves. Without her, I'd probably be living hand to mouth like the rest of the Shattering Spear. But this isn't about her or me. It's about the 40 people in my clan and the way of life we've held to for generations. Alright, well, what makes this medallion so important to you? I grew up in Glanfarth with the Shattering Spear clan. We Glanfarthans have protected Engwithan ruins for thousands of years. It's the one duty the gods ask of us in exchange for the freedom to live as we please. He fidgets with an emerald ring on his pinky. But treasure hunters looted the ruins in our territory, and we left the wilds we dwelled in for generations. Most of my clanmates scattered to towns around the Deerwood, and probably live on crusts of bread. He looks at his embroidered robes with disgust. Restoring this medallion to the ruins would earn us the gods' forgiveness. The Shattering Spear could go home. This is all rather fascinating. A single medallion? To earn the gods' favor, and so return home? It rather reminds me of a story I heard somewhere. I still don't understand why you can't take your money and return to Glanfarth. Rational too. He sighs, arching his neatly plucked eyebrows. Of course I could. But I'm not talking about logic and practicality. A community isn't a place. It's a connection to history and meaning. He makes circles with his wrist, like an anchor. Defending the ruins for the gods gave us a purpose. Without that, we're adrift. Does this make any sense to you? Yeah, I guess so. He had a purpose. He smiles and nods slowly. Then you know what it's like. How to care for something you can't explain. Alright, well, I'm not 100% sure. He looks at you, almost with pity. I don't know how else to explain it. Alright, well, now you've lost me. Okay, he doesn't know. Alright, well, that's all I wanted to ask. I'll see about getting the medallion from Cyril. You'll find her at the Salty Mast. The only way anyone sees her these days is by paying, so you'll have to go through Maya. He fidgets with his sleeve. But whatever you do, please don't hurt her. Okay.
Gods keep you.
Did you do it? Did you get the medallion back? No, not yet. Fancy elf eyes you and your pack. Okay. Right. Each plate and utensil has been polished to a spotless shine. The thin-stemmed goblets ring melodiously at the strike of a fingernail. Despite what you may have heard, nothing unusual goes on at the sanitarium. I very much doubt that. Bit of sugar. We're very lucky to have Dunred Row based in Brackenbury. It makes the district feel safer. The scripts and props belong to a production of The Most Unfortunate Tale of Favia and Banat. Now, that's that book we picked up earlier. On 1. 2. There was a fair maid from Ancenze. A wanderer from southern lands. Though she set all the lads to a frenzy, 'twas my heart she held in her hands. Oh. And though it may splinter my soul, I will. I will not. Damn, what's the line? Okay, you've lost me, understudy. You had me going. Naunton. I remember Naunton. Isn't that the chap from Gilded Vale? Begging your pardon. Oh, it's you. It's good to see you well. We had a few rough days here, but then we found this place, and they were kind enough to hire us both. Things have been wonderful. I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you've done. It's hard work, but good wages. Can't complain. And Ingrod's there as well. Okay. An Abelhart Skerian must be the innkeeper. Good evening, yes, and we've got a cook. Please don't track dirt into my kitchen. The patrons here are particular. The oven smells of roast game hen and baking bread. And then there's a cellar down there. So let's speak to the innkeeper first.
Good day, stranger.
The man is dressed in neat but functional clothes. His sun-wrinkled skin and limber musculature reflect a life spent in the wilderness. Well met. What brings you to the Charred Barrel? Is this your place? It's my retirement. He thumps the bar. Used to be a warehouse back when Brackenbury saw more ship traffic, but it fell out of use when the area became mostly residential. I inherited it from some great uncle who'd never had any luck pawning it off on my cousins. Now, it's the most popular spot in Brackenbury. The nobles come to unwind, and kith from other districts come to mingle. He leans closer. We get a few rough types too, but they behave in here. Besides, their coin's as good as anyone else's. And who are you? I was a cartographer for the Duke for decades. He rubs his neatly stubbled cheek. Crossed the White March half a dozen times, and mapped most of the ruins of Thine Bog. He grins, flashing a gold tooth. A good career, but one suited to younger men. When I came back to Defiance Bay for good, Cleaver and a few other friends in the night helped me get the rights to refurbish this place. There's strong ale, quality entertainment, and a fresh sea breeze. He raises a mug. What more could a man want? Alright, any adventurers I could hire? Indeed, take your pick. Alright, I don't want an adventure actually.
Hail, traveler.
What about your menu? I've got a bunch of food.
Hail and well met.
What about your rooms? +2 perception, +1 stealth, +2 intellect, +10 will. Okay.
Hail and well met. Hail and well met.
Oops, I meant to look at the
Greetings.
rooms. Not that bad actually. Intellect and will are both quite good. Let's check the cellar first, and then we'll go upstairs. Bandits and bandit leader. Alright. Let's save, because I don't know what's going to happen now. It's usually pretty quiet down here. That's what the boss likes about it. Even with Dunwood Road down the street, people don't ask too many questions here. For Brackenbury, this place is pretty low-key. I like rubbing elbows with all those fancy types upstairs. Just having a little chat with my associates. Okay. This is very...
I'll see what I can find.
I wasn't expecting to find this down here, but anyway, we've got some ale there. We'll take that. Can we steal this?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Snowcap.
Yeah.
The proprietor has collected a respectable variety of bottles from around the world, from tart Adire reds to sweet summer wines of Rawatai. Pale yellow and deep amber whiskies from the Deerwood and the Living Lands rest side by side. Flasks of the infamous Soul Burn of the Deadfire Archipelago are nestled next to crystal clear Nasitaki and Glamfellan spirits. Skarian has an excellent Valian red on the rack over there. Okay. Not what I was expecting to find in the basement there. I suppose we could attack them and kill them if we really wanted to. I don't know what the benefit would be of doing that. Go upstairs. Okay, got a couple nobles. Got some pirates and Merowith. This map charts routes through the White March. Okay.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
Some copper
Which
buns.
is not very quiet.
An Ixmitil water jug fashioned from white clay. The rest of that room's empty. And we've got Mortuges.
I shall be quiet as a
These are all
calm
just
sea.
backer NPCs.
Which is not very.
This map of the Deerwood and Erglanfath appears to predate the discovery of some of the ruins in the east. It's signed by the cartographer A. Skarian.
I'll get it open.
Let's open that.
Finished.
Okay, and we can't... Oh, there's Adra there. I'd love to steal it. This ashtray is painted with colourful waves and whirls in the style of Rawatai. Can you steal in front of the backer NPCs? I don't know if they actually do anything. Let's just test it. Okay, they do. I don't want to kill them, so... Even though they don't contribute to quests, so there's no reason not to, actually. Really would just be free XP. And free loot. Anyway, let's speak to these pirates first. The captain takes her shore leave with the rest of us. I love seeing the looks on those nobles' faces when we show up. Nothing like good port while at port. Oh, the same dialogue? Okay, let's speak to Merowith then. Merowith watches you through kohl-rimmed eyes. She puts her hand on the hilt of her blade, jangling the jewels that hang from her wrist. We don't know each other, stranger. Best we keep it that way. You don't seem like a Brackenbury local. I'm a sailor. She gives you a half smile. And a liberator of certain goods. Merowith casually fingers a large earring. And the nice thing about the snobs here is that they're usually too polite to ask more. Alright, well, what brings you to the Charred Barrel? Merowith raises an eyebrow. What's it look like? Good wine and a little peace and quiet. She flips a copper coin with her thumb. and Skerion doesn't ask too many questions. Okay, I'll be going. Interesting variety of clientele at the charred barrel, not the charred grill. Clearly I had other things on my mind.
Right.
Let's, I wonder if we can ask him about it.
Good day to you.
No, we cannot. Okay. Let's leave. Oh, that's everything in Brackenbury except Raymont Manor. Which we have to go into to steal that jewel.
Of all the things I've gotten used to, food was the hardest adjustment.
I quite agree. Deer Woodens oversalt everything and drown it in sauce.
And they burn out all the flavor. Nothing like a raw deer flank.
Raw meat, I don't know about that. Let's try into the front door. And see if we can dialogue our way through, or if we'll get attacked. Speak softly around the Lord's daughter, Lynette. She's sensitive, okay? Lord Raymont may seem like a harsh man, but he's also fair and generous. The master and his guards don't take kindly to uninvited guests. And he doesn't like it when his guards chat with visitors for too long. Okay. The servant pauses from his task to bow, avoiding eye contact. Alright. Let's just have a look around. I've never been outside Defiance Bay. Oh, that's unfortunate for you. The labels, all perfectly angled outward, boast an array of fine vintages. However, they're all coated in dust. So that's Lynette Raymont there. We'll come back to her in a second. Got another Raymont guard. Just a book there. We've got some copper
Nice
plants
and quiet.
over here, which I will steal. Lord Raymont's there. He's got some Adire clothing there. The ledger lists quantities of wheat, copper, and weirwool. A deep crease along the spine suggests that the book never closes.
What?
Steady does it. I've got it. Finished.
And that's just got a potion of spirit shield. Okay. Which we can't take. The skins are so bright red, it looks as if someone has taken the time to polish each fruit individually. Sprigs of dried lavender and rosemary infuse the kitchen with a fresh aroma. Alright, interesting. Let's speak to this Lynette person. Father never reads to me. He's always busy with his own books. My favorite is the story about Gallowayne's beasts. The biggest always eats the smallest. Lynette stares at her fingers as she slowly links them together. Alright, I think she's a bit slow, perhaps. Not the sharpest tool in the shed. Speak to Lord Raymont. Lord Raymont holds a shipping manifest in his well-manicured hands. Despite his expensive clothes, he has the sallow complexion and restless air of a man who devotes all of his days and most of his nights to work. If you have business to discuss, make an appointment with my attendant. I don't have time for unexpected visitors. Tell me about yourself, Lord Raymont. He snaps the pages in his hands. I am lord of this house, and not prone to idle chatter. If you have no business here, I suggest you be off. He doesn't look up from his papers.
Well met, friend.
Alright. He sighs and shuffles a stack of papers. You again. No. Nothing really to say to you anyway, to be honest. Alright. Can we go upstairs? Or is that gonna trigger a catastrophe? Let's just see. It may be that they'll be instantly hostile. Yes. The old serving woman regards you with bleary eyes. Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to return downstairs. Visitors aren't permitted on the upper floor. So I can backhand her. Or I can attack her. I'm assuming backhanding her results in attacking her. Or I can just go back downstairs. I'll just go back downstairs. I'll sneak in through the window. But I just wanted to have a look around, see if I could speak to any of the Raymons. Looks like I can't, so we'll just go in through the window here. So the mortared stone wall is sheltered by the eaves, a knotty green vine climbs all the way to an open window. 2 ornate shutters seem to beckon you in. And the vines are flimsier near the top, so let's throw a grappling hook. You cast your grappling hook and it catches on the windowsill. The rope remains taut as you put your weight on it. Bracing your legs against the wall, you climb the rope. You perch atop the windowsill and steady yourself against the frame while the breeze cools your back. You detect movement inside inside the house. Have the hiccups. Blinking as your eyes adjust to the dim interior, you slip inside the manor. Alright.
Let's see what lies this way.
Now at least the door's closed and there doesn't seem to be anyone in here, so I think we'll be alright for the moment. Take that. Now, who has the best stealth skill? I've got 3, Aloth's got 2, 0, 0, 0, and 2. Alright, so let's get
I'm here.
Sagani to go there.
Aye?
Get Aloth to go there.
Yeah.
We'll get me to go here. We'll
Hey.
get everybody else
Following
to
your lead.
stand near
What?
the window. I'll loot that. And what's that? Another book. Alright,
Yes?
let's open that door. Okay, so there's a guard there. I don't think he's spotted
Aye?
any of us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get me to go there. Let's just save here, just in case. So, there's one guard there, another guard there. He's going up. Oh, he saw me. Okay. I don't know how he saw me. Let's just reload. I don't want to get spotted. Thought I was safe there. I guess not. Quick move. Okay. So he's going up there now. Let's wait for him to come back down. Now the other guard's going up. There must be a time when they're both not in that spot.
Right.
Okay, can we go down here without getting spotted? What's through here? Oh, no, guard in there, alright. What about up here? Aha! There's something here. Yes, that goes somewhere. Alright. This looks promising. Oh, the guard's coming back. I can't close this door, can I? No.
Found something.
Let's just go here. Try open that.
Got it. Finished.
We've got a fine large shield and a great helm. Cool. Let's just move to the back. Maybe he won't spot us. Yeah, looks like we're alright. Alright, let's disable the trap. And we'll grab copper pawns and the heart of the White March. That's the thing that the Dominels want, the gem. The Heart of White March is a priceless jewel known for its pale glow and named after the equally famous mountain range it was discovered in. Jewels like this were once believed to attract dragons. Okay, so we can give it to Abrakan. I wonder if we can give it back to Lord Raymond. Now, I imagine that that's where we came up the stairs, so looks like we probably won't be able to get over there. There's guards here, 2 guards patrol here and go down there, so I think we just have to leave once we are able to. I think we should be able to sneak out now. Oh, no. Back we go. Ooh, almost got spotted. I think once this guy starts going, we'll have to make our move. Oof. Okay. Okay, I think we're alright. Alright, let's close that door.
Yeah.
Actually, we can leave it open. I don't care. Let's just get to the
Following
window.
your lead.
And
Sure.
down we go. We'll climb down the rope. A gust of cool air hits your face as you peer out the window. The vine-covered wall beneath you overlooks a cobblestone pavement 2 stories below. A fall from this height could be dangerous. Climb down the rope. You climb out the window, gripping the rope. You ease yourself down the wall into the safety of the ground. Cool. And the guards are none the wiser. Successful heist. Let's see if we can speak to Lord Raymond.
Gods keep you.
No, he's uninterested. Guess we'll just go back to the Dominels, hand it in, I suppose. Alright, and it was Abracan who we have to speak to.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Hello,
You
Abracan.
have something for me, I hope?
Yes, here is the jewel. Abracan snatches the jewel and examines it. Already, and without so much as a sneeze from the guards next door. Very discreet indeed. He nods at you.
This should keep the knights and the dozens in their place.
He bares his teeth.
A rare prize indeed. Take this. You've earned it.
Abracan takes the jewel between thumb and forefinger and turns it in the light. So we get major rep with House Dominel, and we get 3,000 copper. He turns his gloating gaze on you. My father, Gedmar, will be pleased to learn that I've acquired such a gem. And an ally. Go and speak with him upstairs. He's been looking for someone with your skill. Tell the guards you're a distant cousin. He winks. They'll understand. Well, I've got some questions. And I have no answers. If there's nothing else, be on your way. Okay, well, we get some XP, so that's fine. Your business is with the Dominels now, not me. Okay. What's in this one? I didn't open that one.
I'll get it open.
Should at least see what's in there.
Finished.
Just some gems and gold. Alright. I didn't
Got
open
it.
that one either.
Finished.
Just another gem. So we could go up and speak to Gedmar, but I don't want to pick up the next House Dominel quest until I can finish the night quest. So we'll need to go to Ondra's gift next, which we have to do anyway to unlock the House Dominel trader. We've got to go find that Kolfeg bloke. But we might leave it there for now. Bit of a longer episode, but it's been a while since I played, so I was kind of keen to make some progress, and we've finished exploring Brackenbury, so it'll be Ondra's gift next episode. So yeah, look forward to seeing you then. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the campaign and you want to see more of it. I think there's a bell icon that you can hit to get notifications about new episodes being uploaded as well, so if you want to keep up to date, then hit that as well. I release them at the same time every week, so if you're tuning in, within moments of me uploading it, you'll know that the next one will be the same time 1 week from now. But yeah, hit the bell icon, you'll get notified, and it'll notify you about other uploads as well. So yeah, anyway, let's leave it there. As always, take care and have fun.